My name is Shvets, and I'm a PhD in computational music, and as well as the professional composer, and I work as a researcher in generative AI at.
Louder? A little louder?
It's published by Paris.
Speak up a little bit, please.
Okay, sorry. Okay, thanks. And together with my co-author, Trzepizur, who's a developer at of the French robotics company, another one, I will say in Toulouse region, we present our interactive VR experience. So that. So the creation of the for the exploration of the semantics of the physical world has emerged in recent projects. So this achieved either through the implementation of atmospheric physics, as seen in works of Team Lab and Adrian and Claire, where when the user goes through the space or makes some movements, it generates the vortex-alike movements, or by interaction with atmospheric elements in the real world, which is the case for project by Team Lab and Raphael Lozano-Hammer, where we have those physicality element in place. Or by liquids motion visualization with particles, and from which emerge either the shapes generated by AI models, so the large nature model from all these flows, liquid flows with particles. You see the emerging shapes of birds, of other animals, or landscape. Or those images are taken from the EEG devices, so from the brain activity of people here. For example, in a portrait depicts the data taken by the devices from people who never had their first flight, and their emotions, their brain reaction to that. And that also visualized with this particle system. So we see that these primary elements, like particles or cloud, these vortex movements, they are appearing constantly in these contemporary art projects. However, the role of music on all those exciting projects remains marginal. So either it's not used at all, or it's used just as a background, so it's not interactive. Okay, so on the other hand, the rapid development of VR technology brought a new scientific field, which is music XR. And music XR is defined as the field that is characterized by conditions in which musical elements are controlled through manipulation of their properties, such as pitch, timbre, dynamics, or musical architectonic manipulation. So basically, music must be interactive in order to be considered by this field of research. Just the background music is not part of it. So the objective of current project is to design this transitional space that bridges the aesthetics of modern art exhibitions with the interactive VR technology, creative and interactive art space guided by the logic of music form development. So where the music element goes first. Okay, so practical realization of this objective was done by taking an existing 2D artwork created by Thierry Trickett, which is called Carnival of Colors, and was created inspired by my music from my album Colors. Let's see a little short offering. Not go so far. Okay, it doesn't want to. Maybe. There it goes. Good. Okay, well, it will be setting up. I see that the current project iteration features actually this first visualization, which is called interlace. And as we can see, we have many appearing and disappearing minimalist objects. And the question is, how do we translate it to the VR environment, right? The challenge is that where there is how do actually we translate this 2D artwork to the VR space, which is 3D, and where we need to give the user the possibility to engage the user visually, and also how do we translate those objects from the 2D form to a 3D form and emit the all these AI generating possibilities. Actually tried. I tried actually some of these. The problem is that neither the style nor even the shape were not correct. So, and also as you've seen, there are many of objects that appear and disappear. And how constructing every single object and then animating them, their appearance, their disappearance. So it's just too much of work. I mean, it's too laborious and too much of human creation. So we've done another approach, and this to overcome these obstacles, we introduced a solution that incorporates recent trends in art projects with the Niagara particle system in a Unreal Engine, and that helps to simulate the atmospheric physics, coupled with the point cloud representation of artwork visual aspects obtained through time-distributed data generators. So here we have the data generators that transform the shape to the time-distributed data, and the way that is done is the brightest pixel comes first, and then the darker pixels comes afterwards. And we give this representation to the particle system, and then it produces those walls of particles projecting the UV features of the image. And knowing that with this Niagara particle system we can add physical forces like wind, like vortex, etc., like coral noise, it automatically kind of creates this dimension that we add to this X and V dimension that we have already from the 2D art protocol. Okay, so the time-distributed data generated from this PyTorch Python-based library was used to produce the time-step matrices for each frame of the video. This generation of time-distributed data was preceded by image processing pipeline, which involved splitting the original video into frames, then removing the background, then splitting to the image to the RGB channels, and then for each channel generating the spiking output. Knowing that in the end, we will be projecting only two walls, it's the limitation of the Quest headset. I tried to add another one, but it slowed down frame rate, etc., so I could really add only two. The task was from these time-distributed data generators, how do we put it into two pictures? And we've done that by using the dynamic span. So the span here, two traits here show how this was calculated. So we have the first signal, which is very neat and strong, and the second part contained the basically these pixels that were not as bright as the ones that went into this first span. Okay, knowing that the data that was received was neuromorphic, meaning that the images that you had only zeros and one values. The one values for each RG matrix when then converted back to 255, the maximum value. So that's why we will have a little bit of say that the difference, right, between the colors initially employed by the artist and the colors that were reconstructed from this spiking generator output. But yeah, this is the bottom of amelioration that maybe by color distribution that will be attributed afterwards. Well, anyway, for instance, that works in that way. And because this project draws the inspiration from the concept of volumetric music composition, where the music composition nodes are accessible for user interaction in a non-linear manner. We've done the experiment with that last year, and it was actually shown on the last EVA as well in Omega VR project. And we've done the experiments with users on the music festival Sœurs Jumelles, which also was last year. And we found that although the interaction was highly valued, it was not universally desired. So some users, for example, found that switching between the object and being requested to do actions to actually continue music flow breaks music immersion, right? So the request was, the quest was how can we actually incorporate the interaction and without breaking this music flow. So in the current
like 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's okay. It's like right. So in a current interactive design, we used two parts. So one part that is interactive movable sphere that is strategically placed before the projection walls, and that starts the music. The user can actually move it around if he wants to, or just take one time, leave it there, and then the particle will start to respond to the spectrum, audio spectrum of the audio that is being played. I also added the forces like vortex movement, like curl noise, and also HLSL language, high level shading language, to kind of make the allusion to this interlace concept with the here we have the like the ribbons of our points that try to interlace constantly. And the second interaction part is through the interactive walls. So the walls protecting the artwork by TrueKit are actually interactive. So when you go through the wall, you get not only the additional sound that was realized as a meta sound also, and there is the degree of randomness I was able to add because those objects allows to do that. But there is also the additional emitter that is spawned with the color of the primary interactive movable sphere, like extension of this audio sphere. And so the user can just observe what's going on with the projections, or actively interact with the environment. Go through the walls back and forth and trigger the sound, trigger additional particle spawns. So now let's see the complete experience. and it's just 1 minute, so it will be quick. So it's a movable sphere that I spin around. Hear this sound. And we see the particle that react to this sound, which is mapped to the velocity of the particle. Okay. So, in conclusions, the project introduces an innovative and efficient method for translating 2D digital artwork into interactive VR experience. This approach aims to, is in alignment with the latest trends in contemporary digital art and leverages cutting-edge technology from the university domain, as well as the system simulating particle physics in the project represents an advancement in volumetric composition because we first how we can do the interaction without cutting off the physical flow, offering users greater freedom for experience. So you can be a spectator or you can be an active user of this interaction that was set up here. It underscores the potential of interactive non-verbal visual narration derived from music structure and its constructive elements such as harmony and properties of the sound, visualized in the VR space through emulated atmospheric physics processes and a tangible spatially evolving particle modes. So that's it. Thank you very much for attention. I have the application with me installed on the VR headset, so if you want to, you can try it. And also, this application is not yet on the store, but if you'd like to have the distribution, I can send you a private copy. Just write me an email and it will be yours.